So I think that I let society control my truth. So with that being said, I think that that's why I'm telling my own truth. Because I want to be the control of my own destiny. Um, I'm married. We've been married for almost 2 years. She accepts me for me. She loves me for me. And I think that's why we work out very well. I think that, even I'm it's funny because people think that things don't happen for a reason. So I'm gonna tell you the story of my top surgery. When I moved to Texas and I moved to Weatherford. I deal with the doctor named Dr. Doolin in Plano, Texas. Great doctor. I mean, bedside manner was superb. I cannot do nothing but guarantee you that that man is a lifesaver. But anyways, I had booked my top surgery through him, and it was March the 5th. My wife's birthday is March the 5th. Okay? I have not met my wife yet. So we met through a mutual friend, and the mutual friend introduced me to her. And when she introduced me to her, she had a camera in her hand. And we got to chit chatting or whatever. And we started off as friends. And March the 5th was my surgery. And I told her that I had surgery, but I never told her the date. So as a friend, she helped me raise the money I need to pay my portion of my procedure. And before I paid the money, she inquired when was the date because she wanted to be there. And I told her it was March the 5th. Her face lit up. If anyone want to know anything about my wife is a numbers person. She believes in numbers. Her birthday was March the 5th, and she was like, that's my birthday. So on the day of my surgery, I was having surgery on her birthday, and she was by my side. I think that was the best thing that let me know that someone outside of the transgender community accepted me for me. I have been on, like I said, I've been on T for 5 years, low 5 years, and I do my injections every week. I also take hormone blockers as well. But as I spoke earlier, as I said earlier, some transgender people are not on medication. It's a long process to it. It's your process. The journeys are different for everyone. You have to go through therapy. It's not an overnight situation that can happen. You have kids that are transgender. You have people that has been transgender their entire life, but because of how society has treated us in particular, they are afraid to live their truth and be their true self, which is very scary to say. Some of we just want to be us. We just want to be seen as the person, as the human that is behind being transgender. I'm just Amir, the photographer. He just Keenan, and so forth, so forth. People see us as freaks. I see us as human. You have the community that see us as human as well. But the funny thing about the situation is that even in the LGBTQ community, we are the stand-alone community. And why I say that is because we are even divided in our own community. The lesbian and the gay community, they frown upon us sometimes. Some do, some don't. We are divided in our own community, and we don't stand together, which is very sad. What else can I tell you about being transgender other than that it's hard? It's hard having to go to work and wondering if you have to use the restroom. Is the person next in the stall going to pay attention if you're sitting or if you're standing? And if why are they looking at your standing at your feet because they too small to be a man, or your pants fitting you right, or is your body forming the way that a male body is supposed to be formed? Is your voice deep enough? Is your hair, facial hair, why it's not growing in for you to be in your 30s? Why you look like you 14 and you 34? Why you look like this and you supposed to look like this at this age? It's a lot that goes through our mind, especially when you start your process and you really not passing as far as being the gender that you are wanting to be seen as. And especially with my my sisters that are transitioning from male to female, I think that they have it harder than we do. That's just my personal opinion, because it's once you start transitioning, people are going to look at you weird, and it causes dysphoria because they know what you used to be. You're trying to leave that side of you in the past. So when people continue to bring that side of you back into the present, your present and your future self cannot live a successful life. And that's when you get suicide rate. Suicide in our community is very high because of those situations. That not only do I have to deal with passing and trying to maintain a safe environment for me and my spouse and my kids and my loved ones, now I got to worry about my co-workers, my family members, sometimes bringing in what was I used to be and what I am today. And I go through that all the time. You know, I fight with my mom on a daily because she feels that it's a normal thing for them to feel that way, but over the time they gradually either accept it or they deny it. This is a journey that you have to do for yourself. Yeah, me and my mom, we don't see eye to eye with it because she wants her little girl, she wants her daughter, and that's not me. I don't see the little girl that she sees. I see the grown man that I want her to see. My sister, other than my wife, is my number one support. I love her dearly. She's like my pit bull. If you come wrong, she gonna come correct. My brother, he's coming along very well. And I love him for that I can tell where he's attempting to use the right pronouns when he catches himself when he used the wrong pronouns. I have another brother that, you know, we speak on Facebook, and that's about it. My brother on my father's side. My father, on the other hand, he has a I don't want to say he has a mental disorder. He has the mind of a 11-year-old, if that makes sense. When I was in high school, he was jumped on and left to die in the field. And his mind has not been the same ever since. So trying to explain to him that, you know, Dad, you used to have a daughter, but now you have a son. You have two sons. It's not gripping them. It's not registering with him, and it's kind of hard. So yes, I have to deal with hearing him use my first government name, and I have to hear him say, you know, such you want to talk to you, and the story goes on. But you know, I still love him from a distance. You know, I have nieces and nephews that I have to protect as well. So, you know, that's why it's kind of hard exposing myself to the world, because I think of not only myself, I think of my nieces and nephews. I think of, what they have to go through if anyone connect me to them. It's a lot that goes behind being transgender, other than changing your facial features. It's a lot that goes into being transgender, other than changing your facial features. It's, overall mind, physical, mental, spiritual transition from one to another. It's putting self before anyone else, because this is a journey that you cannot think of someone else's feelings. You have to think of yourself. When I started my transition, I wrote my brother, my sister, my mom a letter telling them, I'm sorry that you're about to lose a daughter, a niece, a sister, a auntie, but you're about to gain a brother, a son, a brother-in-law, an uncle, a nephew. Would you rather have me here in your present life as what I see myself, or in a grave? Because that will be the next move if I would not have fixed myself to please myself. But in our community, we have to deal with our peers and our family members as being selfish, because then it's natural. It happens all the time. And I only can speak of myself, because, for example, when my mom being, calling me by my first government name, it's her way of being selfish. It's her way of keeping something that she cherished her whole life. This was mine. I don't know what that is, but this is what I want you to be. This is who I used to love. This is what I used to see when I look at you. It's by I. It's not by you. So those are some of the things that we have to deal with on a normal basis. We have to deal with walking down the street and wondering if the person beside me or behind me is staring at me and trying to figure out what am I. In the line of work that I do, I always get the ma'ams, I always get the misses, and it causes me to become angry, because I have a face full of hair, but my voice is high pitched. But in the normal society, they feel like a man's face should be full of hair. His voice should be deep. He should be 6'3". He should have 12 inches. His feet should be 12 inches. He should be this stallion. Society has this figure in mind, but men are not like that, which make it hard for people like me and my friends to conform to normal way of living. What else can I tell you? Transgender is just a way of life. We have been around for years. You just didn't know it. We have been the models, we have been the doctors, we have been the lawyers, we have been the social workers, we have been the friend next door, we have been the father next door, we have been the wife next door, we have been the kid in the high school with you, we have been everywhere. You just didn't know it. And we just want to live a normal life. And that's hard to do every day, but we live it.